ఓకే. సో డేటా టైప్ కన్వర్షన్స్ ఫంక్షన్స్ గురించి ఏమన్నా ఎక్స్‌ప్లెయిన్ చేశానండి?
ఫంక్షన్స్ గురించి చెప్పలేదు.
ఏది ఇంట్
అంటే
ఫంక్షన్, ఫ్లోట్
అర్థమెటిక్
ఫంక్షన్.
ఆపరేటర్స్, వి డిస్కస్డ్
యాహ్!
అబౌట్ అర్థమెటిక్ ఆపరేటర్స్, రిలేషనల్ ఆపరేటర్స్.
బిఫోర్ దట్ ఇనీషియల్ క్లాసెస్‌లో డేటా టైప్ కన్వర్షన్ ఫంక్షన్స్ ఇఫ్ యూ గివ్ ఎనీ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ డేటా, ఇన్‌పుట్ ఫంక్షన్స్ ఇలాంటివేమన్నా చెప్పాను. ఇన్‌పుట్ ఫంక్షన్.
ఇన్పుట్ చెప్పారు. యాక్సెప్టింగ్ ఏ ఇన్పుట్ డేటా ఫ్రమ్ యూజర్, రైట్?
యాహ్! సో
అంతకుముందు క్లాస్ లో చెప్పినట్టున్నారు అది, రైట్?
ఆ మొమెంట్‌లో నేనేమన్నా డేటా టైప్ కన్వర్షన్స్ లైక్ ఒక డేటా టైప్ అంటే మనం బై డిఫాల్ట్ యూ కెన్ టేక్ ద డేటా, you can give the data with help of input function, right? So by
ఎస్.
the time, by default, it could be the string, so that you can convert into the corresponding data type. I think I explained it.
చెప్తుంటారండి.
Hmm.
నేను ఆ క్లాస్
Class కూడా ఇచ్చినట్టు ఉంది. గుర్తుంది నాకు. యా, ఒకసారి రివిజన్ చేయండి. ఎందుకంటే సో ఇన్పుట్ ఫంక్షన్ గురించి, input function, the problem is that no, you can give any data, but it can be treating like a string format. I just give you some example. I think వాళ్ళు గుర్తు లేకపోతే ఒక 2 minutes లో అది అలా పైన కవర్ చేసేస్తాను. Me- Let me try to understand 2 minutes on this particular data type conversions functions. The importance of those things. So for example, you just try to take the data from the keyboard, and I would like to enter the integer type. Okay. And I just want to print the what could be the data type of this one. You know the type of data, right? It could be for finding the data type of any variable. Okay. So by default, it is a string format that we are converting into the integer format with help of the int function. Okay. Yeah. So if I enter the 123, by default, it's a string format that you're converting into the corresponding data type. Okay. So same way, you can try to give you like, float type. Okay. If you enter the float type, then you have to be converted into the corresponding data type, right? So that we have a function name is float function. So if I enter the float data, by default, it's a string format that we're converting into the corresponding data type. Okay. Yeah. Meanwhile, we can try to, guys, please meet our systems. So for example, if you enter the complex type of data that you want to be converted into the corresponding function, a corresponding data type, then we can use the complex function. So here it is the 4J, it's a complex number, but by default, it's a string format actually. So that you're converting to the corresponding data type. Like that, we do have the, I think I explained, even by the time I explained bool type, right? So bool function. I explained this kind of functions, like, if I enter the float, then actually it's a string data type that you're converting into the float. Yeah. I think I explained these concepts.
Yes. We explained this one.
So just collect it, the previous things. Okay.
Okay.
So this moment, I want to be concentrating on the very, very important concepts. So if you want to make the task in effective way, or else if you want to write the programs, so without control statements, I think it's impossible, to control your program. Okay. So that we are discussing in this particular session. So my first thing is that before we understood the control statements, my first thing is that what is a program, or what is a statement, or what is a program? So simply program means it's a collection of statements if I'm wrong. Okay. So collection of statements or else instructions. So collection of statements can perform a task, right? and performing the task by the CPU. That's exactly we are calling it's a program, right? So when we are writing the program, generally the program, it could be executed from the statement by statement. So simply before we understood that program execution, it's a the flow of execution of the program. Okay, generally if you written the 100 lines of code, then how it can be executed? The first statement execution is completed, then it will be go for the second one, right? The second statement execution is completed, then it will be go for the third line. That way the program can be executed a line by line, right? The flow of execution of the program is line by line, okay, or statement by statement. See, here, if you written a program in such a way, see, you just see our previous statements. Here we have a 4 lines of statement, right? So this is the statement is completed, then only it will be go for the second one. If the second one is completed, then it will be go for third one. If third one is completed, then it will be go for the fourth one. It's generally it's a statement by statement or line by line. Okay,
Mhm.
that we are changing. How we can change? With help of the control statement that we can control the flow of execution of the program. We can control with help of the control statements. We can control the flow of execution of the program. How we can control the flow of execution of the program? There we do have the various statements are there. The first one is the conditional statement. Conditional statement. See, here the statements, it can be executed depends upon the condition. Generally, the flow of execution, which is not depending on the statements, which is not depending on anything, it will generally go for the line by line. But what we can do, we can make it some kind of statements. Okay, those execution, it could be depending on the condition. That way we can create the program. Okay, that kind of things we are calling it's a conditional statements. Or else, so if you written some kind of statements, the same statement, if you want to repeat it continuously, then we can use the looping statements. These are the very, very important statements, control statements. One is the conditional statement, and second one is the looping statements. Okay, so here I can tell you how the conditional statements we have it. So here we do have some kind of a conditional. Here we have a condition. Okay, so every time the conditional block. So generally we can create something like conditional block. So when we are writing some kind of conditional block, okay, the block it should be ends with, but the block it should be starts with colon symbol. So here we have some kind of conditional block. Okay, so here the conditional block it could have some kind of statements. So here we do have some kind of task. Actually, generally we can call it as the task or else statements. So the block it could containing the some kind of statements, and make sure that this all the statements it could have the same space. See, the first line it is started with this one tab space, then second line also could be tab space only. Clear? And third one also it could be a tab space only. Fourth line also it could be a tab space only. I hope you're clear, right?
Yes,
So here,
yes.
what are the statements you're writing inside of the block? That all the statements, it could be a same line. So, for example, if you want to write the statements outside of the block, simply you can write the statements exactly below of that particular block. So these are the statements are. These are the last two statements are. It is not part of this particular condition. Okay. If you want to write some group of statement as a block, then make sure that this all the statements it should have some kind of space.
Mhm.
And how we can say that it's a block? So it could be started with a colon symbol. Okay, this is the way generally even a conditional block or looping block, it could be this particular format only. Okay, even it is the looping or else even it is the control state, even it is the conditional statements. So when you want to be build some kind of block and then we do have a colon, and the statements we should write with some space, and if you want to write out of the block, then we have to be simply write it exactly below of those particular block. Clear? I hope you
Yes.
understood the syntax of how we can generate the blocks in Python programming language. But in other programming languages, we do have some kind of open curly braces and closed curly braces. We can write the statements within those curly braces. But in Python, which is not, we don't have that kind of facility. Okay, we have to follow this kind of syntax. Okay.
Okay.
Yep. Now I would like to talk about a conditional statements. So conditional statement in the sense, so here we do have some kind of condition, and so the statement's execution, the block of statement or single statement, execution is depending on the condition. Okay, so the block or single statements, single statement execution is depending on what? Depending on the condition.
Condition.
Okay. It could be depending on the condition actually.
Yep.
Yeah, cool. So here also we do have the various conditional statements are there. The first one is the simple if. Simple if. Simple if. Second one is the if and else. Third one is the elif later. And the last one is the nested loops. Nested if. Okay. Clear, right? Here we have the simple if and else, elif later, nested if. There are 4 type of conditional statements we have it. Okay. Let's go for the one by one. Simple if. Simple if in the sense, here we have if keyword and followed by the condition. Okay, here we have to defining the condition, and whatever the task you want to be performing, that particular task which is depending on that specific task actually. So whatever the task you're defining here, this is the task which is depending on this specific condition. Okay. If and only if this condition is true, then only the task it could be executed. Clear, right?
Yes.
So this is the simply no. So simply we can write here we have a task. Okay. So if you want to write this information when this task will executes, if and if condition is true, if and only if okay, condition is true, what happened that time?
It will
And only if,
execute.
yes, the task can perform. Right? Otherwise, simply it won't execute this particular task. So if it is not executing this task, that means even the condition is true or condition is false, the statements what we are defining out of the block, it could be executed. Okay, this is what? Out of the if block. This is out of the if. So it is not depending on the condition. The statements what we are defining it exactly below the if, which is outside of the if, which means that there is no relationship between these two things. Even the condition is true or condition is false, the statements what we are defining outside of the block, it could be executed. Okay. This is generally simple if. This is generally a simple if. So this is the syntax. You can write this particular syntax. Here the true is here the condition can be true or else the condition can be a false, right? So what the condition we are defining here, that condition can be written the false or can be written as the true. Okay. So generally it could be a condition. Yep. So I'm defining the condition here for just sake of now we are getting some kind of name error. So instead of getting that one, I'm just writing this thing. Okay. Yeah. So can you please take this syntax so that we can do some small program? Done?
Yep.
Okay. So here, write a program. Write a program. Write a program. Print. Write a program. What the program should be written? Yeah. Write a program. Whether your model is good fit or not. Here the model is machine learning model. Okay. If it is a fit, we can use it. So here I have a model, variable is there. So the accuracy, just for sake of understanding, I'm writing some example. Okay. Or else before that one, actually, you might be build some kind of machine learning model. Okay. And we got some kind of accuracy. Okay. So let me consider the accuracy is, for example, the accuracy is, for example, the accuracy is 0.87. Okay. 0.87. Okay. How can you decide that the model is good fit or not? Depends upon the accuracy only, right? Write a program, print your model accuracy, print your model accuracy if the model is fit. If the model is fit. Okay. How can you say that your model is fit? When my accuracy, it could be, when my accuracy, it could be a more than the 70 percentage. Okay, if it is my model is more than the 0.7, then that particular situation, my model is fit, right? So my machine learning model is a fit. Just for sake of understanding, I'm writing. Okay. And accuracy is with accuracy. So here we can print with accuracy. Okay. So if I'm using the F followed by, this thing. So if you want to print any variable, the variable we can write inside of the curly braces. Okay. So here my task is done, right? So this is out of the block, right? So I can say that task done. Yes, fine. So here, yeah, the model is the accuracy is 0.87. So that your model is fit, right? I don't know, every time it is not even accuracy is, it's not every time it's a 0.87, right? It could be something else, right? So that I would like to take it this accuracy from the user. So I can say that, enter machine learning model accuracy. Machine learning model accuracy. Okay. So by default, it's a string format, so that I'm converting into the float here. So with help of the float function. Now we can enter it. So here the box is created, and here which is asking that your model, accuracy. My model accuracy, for example, it's a 0.6. What it is? 0.6. If the 0.6 is greater than 0.7. Say yes or no?
Yep.
See, here you are entering the accuracy is 0.6. The 0.6 is holding into the accuracy. So 0.6 is greater than 0.7.
No.
No. If it is no, the statements what we are defining inside of it, it won't executes.
Right.
Simply the statements what we have on outside, that those are things are executed. the statements what we have in inside, it won't executes. Okay. So same way, you can execute one more time. This time you're giving a 0.1 extra, 0.71. It's a greater than 0.7, right? So that the statements what we have inside of your model, sorry, your if block, it was executed. My machine learning model is fit with 0.7 accuracy. So
So
that point also we can write it. Okay.
Anjan,
Yes.
the print F, what is that statement? What it does? The print F with
Yeah. So
accuracy?
yes, of course, I can tell you 0.71. See here what it is printing in this place of accuracy in a curly braces, what it was printed.
Value.
Here also we have accuracy and here also we have accuracy. Same, both are same only, right? But why not it is printing here 0.7? The reason is that this accuracy which is in a curly braces. Okay. Something which is in a curly braces, then the Python print statement understanding that it's variable.
Okay. The
So
F, if you give the F like that.
yeah, if I'm not giving F, then it can be a string.
Okay.
It
So
can be
you
a
can
string.
you can give after that also.
Yes.
I mean,
No,
after
before
that
the
also, if you give that in the curly braces, if you point the zero, then afterwards in the that is also possible, right? You can.
I didn't get your question.
So in the curly braces, if you put the zero
Hmm?
and
Okay. That is a format. That is
that
a
is also
different ways we
format.
can.
Okay.
That is a different way you can write
Format.
that. Yeah,
Got it.
I can tell you that also. Okay.
Yeah. That's I got it. Yeah.
Yeah. So previously, I was explain format function, right?
Yeah.
So instead of using the f, that it could be a little tricky, right? So if I'm using instead of using that zeros and everything format function, simply we can use f and curly braces, right? Okay, that's
Right.
what.
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, format. Okay, format of accuracy.
Yeah.
So this is the way you can enter you can print the variables inside of the print statement.
Yeah.
Clear? So different ways you can use the with print statement we can print the variables in a different ways. One is f and followed by the your string, and inside of the string we can defining the variables, or we can give the variables within the curly braces. That is a one way. Second way
Mhm.
is that we can use the curly braces and the order. Okay, and then dot format we should give it. Okay, this way also we can use it.
Mhm.
The difference between these two things are nothing. The only way you are defining. Okay. Here F means format.
Okay.
Format specified. This is the way you can format the you can specify the variables in a curly braces in a print statement.
Got it.
This is the two different. This is the two professional ways we can write the print statement. Yeah. I hope you understood, right, what exactly the if is doing.
Yep.
Yep. Now I would like to go for writing, explaining about if and else. So your if and else is same. There is no difference. Previously, here the condition is false, nothing is doing, right? But this moment, you have two tasks are there. So if it is failed, then I have to perform that one. If it is passed, then I have to perform some other thing. Previously, if and only if you are passed, then only we can go for this exam. Otherwise, you can sit in the home only. Okay. But here, if I have the if and else, we can write exam. If you fail, you will do some work. If you pass, you will do better work. Okay, got you right. That two situations, that kind of situation, we can use the if and else. The syntax of the if and else is very same, which is very similar to the if only. Here also if and followed by the condition, and we can defining the task over here. We can defining the task here. Then here we have a else block, but else is not it doesn't have any condition. This is the condition only could be shared by this else. Okay. So here what happens? Here the condition is true. then this specific task can executes. When this can executes, if condition is false, that situation, this else block could be executed. Here we have a two different blocks are there. One is if block and second one is the else block. If block is executes if the condition is true. If the condition is false, that situation else is executed. Okay. Even condition is true or condition is false. I want to performing some kind of task and I want to write some kind of statements outside of this block. Then simply we can write over here out of the if block. Okay.
Mhm.
This is a simply syntax of the if and else. Note this example. Done. Done, right?
Yes. Mhm.
Okay. So same thing we can write it. So here, same program, I'm repeating it. Right, write a program, print your model accuracy if the model is fit. Otherwise, print not fit. Okay. So this situation, same program, I'm not modifying anything. Okay, my accuracy, my machine learning model is fit with accuracy, you're printing, right? But this moment, if the accuracy is not met for your condition, then what happens? The statement is what you're defining inside of the else is be executed. Is not fit. Is not fit. And with this particular accuracy, just we can go for executing this one. So this moment 0.7 condition is fail. If the condition is fail, the machine learning model is not fit with 0.7 accuracy. So if you met the condition, so 0.9, so your model is fit with accuracy of 0.9. That way you can know classify your model is fit or not. So when we have a two options, whether either that one, either this one, that situation we can use the fundals. Note this example. Okay. Now we'll go for the next concept, that it could be the Elif ladder. So Elif ladder in the sense it is something like ladder. One step. No, just I'm just giving some example for understanding of ladder. Okay. Okay. So you want to achieve this one. Okay. This is your target. You want to, you want to pick this target actually. Okay. For example, here we have some ladder. Ladder means what? It's a we do have some kind of steps, right? You do have some kind of steps. Okay. And might be you have some steps over here also. Okay. See, you started from the step one. So you are here. Now you are here. Okay. Have you achieved your target? Have you achieved your target or not? See, this is your target. It was, it was somewhere else, in top of it. And you put a ladder and you're trying to be, catch your target. So you put a first step. Okay. If you are the first step, have you catch your target or not?
No.
No, right? So that means the condition is a false. So if you are not catch your target, then you will be go for the next step. Now you are here. Okay. Now you are here. So did you catch your target? No, right? So that situation also the condition is false. Then what happens? It will be go for the next step. Now, yeah, now you are here. Okay. Have you reached your target? No.
No.
And now you went for the fourth step. Even fourth step also there could be some kind of difference is there. Even here also you're not, target, and you're not catched your target in a fourth step also. That particular situation you went for the fifth step. If now you are here, have you reached your target or not?
Yes.
Yes. But once if you reach your target, then you can step down, right? You never go for the next two steps, right? If you're already achieved, if you're already achieved your target, then what is the mean that go for the next two things, even if you have an options. You never go for check actually. You never go for step into the fifth, sixth one, and you never go for the eighth one. Okay, until unless if you reach your target, no, it is trying to be checking each and everything. Once if it is reached your target, then it will perform the task and it is come down from that one. Okay, for example, if all steps is done but you're not achieved, then you can simply that in else block and execute. In the same way, here Python programming language, we have this concept Elif ladder. We have Elif ladder. So Elif ladder means we do have some kind of steps. The first thing is that if, and here we do have a condition. If the condition one met, the condition one is true, the corresponding task can be performed. Okay. Generally in if and else, if condition is fail, then this is the task can be executed, right? If and first it could be same like if and else only. It is same like if and else only. Okay.
Okay.
If all conditions are failed or false, okay, that situation only else could be executed. If this is the first condition, right, task one could be executed. If condition one is true, then task one executes, then go to out of the block. Okay, out of the if block, out of the elif ladder block. It is not if L, it is not elif. Okay, elif ladder block. Okay, so in between the if and else, you can defining the n number of elifs. There is no limit. So, but from the second condition onwards, it could be starts with elif. Okay, this is the condition two. If condition 1 is fail, if the condition 1 is fail, then only it will be go for the condition 2. If condition 2 is true, then task 2 could be executes, then it will be go for out of the block. For example, the condition 2 also false. If the condition 2 is false, then it will be go for the condition 3. If the condition 3 is true, then task number 3 could be executes. This is the task number 3. Okay, that it could be executed, then it will be got out of the block. That is the way. In between the if and else, you may have the n number of elifs. So that I'm not writing here. Okay, we have the n number of elifs. So I'm writing something like this. Okay, in between the if and else, you may have the n number of elifs, depends upon the task what you want to be performed. Okay, see, this is the last else block could be executes if and only if all conditions are failed. That situation only it could be executes. I hope you clear this particular syntax. Any question regarding about the syntax?
No.
Okay. Actually, here the condition 1, condition 2, condition 3, I'm not defined, so that you'll get you're getting name error. Don't confuse. Okay. I executed. If I not execute that, I won't get any error. Yeah. Now, for understanding this one, we'll do a small program. So write a program. Finalize the best fit model. Okay. Write a program. Finalize the best fit model. See, categorize the best fit model or else level. Write a program. Classify the model level based on the accuracy. Same example I'm taking for different things. Classify the model level based on accuracy. Okay. For example, if accuracy is 0 to 2 is worst. Okay. And sorry, 0.02, 0.02, 0.2. So for example, 0.22, 0.4 low accuracy. Okay. And 0.42, 0.6 medium. Okay. And 0.62, 0.8 good high accuracy. Rules good. 0.82, 1, it could be high. Okay. For example, you might enter some negative number. Okay. So that moment, your model is not, the accuracy is not correct. Okay. That way you can define. So for example, same example, you can. Okay. Same example you're considering. And so for example, if your accuracy is greater than or equal to 0.0 and accuracy is Okay, 0.2. So this range, if we have the accuracy, then it could be what? Tell me, guys.
Worst.
Worst. So this is the same condition. I would like to be use it for rest of the things. For example, else only. In else, if in case if all conditions are these all the conditions are false, that situation, my machine learning model is not correct. Not correct. Not correct means what? Maybe you whatever the accuracy you got it. Okay, it's wrong. Okay, that is not correct. So accuracy it could be a 0 to 1. So if in case the accuracy is not in between the 0 to 2, it could be 2 to 4. So we can define something like this. Else accuracy it's greater than 2 is greater than 0.2 is greater than 0.2 and less than what? 4. Okay, so this situation low, right? Now same thing we can write it. So for example, if your model accuracy is not 0 in between 0 to 4, it may be 0.4 to 0.6. Tell me what is the value? Medium, right? So here I written right 0.4 to 0.6.
Yeah.
Next 0.6 to 0.6 to 0.8. Good, right?
Mhm.
For example, 0.8 to 1. So even that condition is also false. So if the last thing is true, that situation it could be high. Okay. So now we can run this same program. So this moment I given some negative number minus 0.1. So here what happens? My machine learning model is not correct with 0. Minus 0 point accuracy. So that means all the conditions are false, right? So here I'm executing the same program, but this moment I'm giving the 0.3. 0.3 is not in between these two. This condition is false and this condition is false. If both conditions are false, that means the entire thing it could be false. So this is the condition is false, the entire condition is false. Then it will be go for this condition. The accuracy is greater than 0.2 and as well as it's a less than the 0.4. So these two conditions are satisfied so that the entire condition is true. So what happens? This is the statement was executed. So that we got the result is my machine learning model is low with 0.3 accuracy. Okay. So note this example. Hello.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. So this moment I want to introduce one thing. Here we do have a hacker rank. So you just go and register the hacker rank. Here we have a practice, sign up and sign up as a student, a talent. I'm how to prepare for practice and prepare. So you can click on this one, and then you can select the Python preparation, and we can try to solve the Python questions. Okay, create your hacker rank and try to solve the Python questions. Okay,
What is this?
it's just hacker rank is like platform for right solving some kind of programs. Just create it, then you will get to know
Okay.
that.
Okay, fine. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. So here it's a free trial. We can just go on the free trial. Actually. Don't pay for anything. Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks for
Thanks,
this
Sanjay.
particular session. Take care. Bye. See you.
Thanks, Sanjay. Bye. Good night.